Hello and welcome to BullyStoppers.net. Well, first of all, my apologies for the bad spelling and pronunciation, but since I wasn't raised English in the first place, it's kind of a hard challenge for me to talk another language proper or just the same as good as German, but I will do my best in order to be as understandable as possible so you can get everything I'm talking about. First of all, I'd like to talk about what Bully Stoppers stands for and what it's been created for. Ever since social media applications are becoming more and more popular, especially for our youth, our children, our teenagers, it's necessary to have people out there available to watch out for them. And because of the issue caused by predatory individuals, also called child predators or online predators, it's our responsibility and an obligation for every adult to make sure that those kids are not getting sexual harassed or exploited on social media. As a voluntary organization and online safety watchdog group, we constantly dealing with exploitation online or children who are getting sexual harassed. Not only would those kids get inappropriate messages such as, "Can you please lift your shirt up for diamonds? Can you please pull your shorts down? I will send you diamonds. I will give you likes for it." But also predatory individuals would use those kind of private messages, the private message feature, in order to extort the children. So what basically happens is, once a child would show herself inappropriately, regardless whether if it's just lifting up the shirt or pulling the shorts down, those predatory individuals already took screenshots of what happened in order to use it as a threat and for extortional purpose after. What those predators would do is sending the kids messages telling them that if they wouldn't show more, they're gonna have this over with the school. If they wouldn't do what they want them to do, they would send this to the parents. If they don't do what they want them to do, they would come and find them. They would come and find them. They would come and hurt their families. Sometimes in the past, we already had comments, unfortunately very worse ones, and it may be a little bit too explicit to have it on a video like this. But I still want to share it with you guys because people needs to be aware of how bad that situation can go and what kind of serious threats those predatory individuals would use in order to get what they want. And within our experience on social media, on several live streaming platforms, but also basic messenger applications such as Kik, Snapchat, or ICQ, WhatsApp. We've already seen people telling kids to show more for diamonds. We've seen predatory individuals who literally told the kids to find them and take their lives if they wouldn't do what they want them to. And because of all those threats, and because of kids, of course, are getting scared, they would do so. On this point, I'd like to share a little story with you guys. It's about an older case we've been dealing with, and it is about a 10-year-old girl who was using the live streaming platform Live.me. As you may remember, Live.me recently also has been mentioned in several reports on media. It's in live streaming applications such as Periscope, Bigo, Gary, or any other sort of live streaming app. But more than just a live streaming application, Live.me provides a lot of features who are quite dangerous for kids. One of those features would be the Whisper feature, which is simply a possibility for people to communicate with each other in private. And even though they're still on a live stream, they can use that feature during the live in order to encourage the broadcaster inappropriately if they want to. It's a private message feature what does actually work constantly, regardless whether you're still on a live stream or off live. So what happened is that we had this 10-year-old girl who already did show something before, something she shouldn't been showing. And because of what she's done, the predatory individuals would use it as a threat. So they would send messages to her telling her to do more for them. Because if she wouldn't do that, they would just send all they've got before to the parents. And if she wouldn't do what they want her to do, they would go and find her and they would go and hurt her. And within the process of trying to find that girl and get her safe, which is our daily work, associated with police all around the world, the FBI and other special agencies, we constantly try to get children and teenagers off social media streaming applications. And our main focus, of course, would be Live.me, because it is in fact the worst one of all the applications available out there. But back to the story. That 10-year-old girl kept exposing herself in ways which is so disgusting that I can't even tell you guys any details out of that. But let's just keep it that way. It literally breaks your heart into millions of pieces to see of what she's done or what she's been talked into. Because that's what it all is about. Kids are not coming on a live stream, or kids normally are not going on a social media platform immediately starting to expose their bodies. Something takes place before. And because of the fact kids and teenagers are vulnerable to diamonds, likes, popularity, those predators would use those kind of things for their own criminal purpose. And that's what happens here. Whenever a child goes on a live stream or on social media, the predators know that those kids are trying to become famous, because that's what it is all about. Kids are not going online because of the fact that they simply want to meet someone. They go live because they simply want to become popular, because popularity, it appears to be something nice. Any child has an idol. So did I when I was a boy, and we've all had some of them. One of those idols are singers, and other ones are actors, and other ones sportman or sportwoman. And I still remember when I was a kid, I always wanted to be famous. I wanted to be just the same as Elvis. I wanted to go on tour. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be appreciated. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be lit. And nothing really changed ever since then I was a child. The intentions and purpose for each child in this world, it's basically the same. Any child likes to be seen. Any child would seek attention because that makes them to feel comfortable. That makes them to feel worth. That makes them to feel precious and appreciated and loved. Unfortunately, predators would use those kind of dreams and desires for wrong and criminal purpose. And because of the parents don't have that much time for the children, because of all the work what has to be done and that stressful world out there, kids often are alone, all for themselves, without any parental control or whatsoever. So kids would use social media as a form of making contact with other people and getting that kind of appreciation and trying to get that kind of love and attention, what they most likely don't get at home. But back to the story. That 10-year-old girl who was on Live.me, she just did exactly the same thing as any other child in this world. She wanted to be seen. Just that way I just told you guys. She wanted to get attention. She wanted to be lit. She wanted to have some of those diamonds because they looking amazing on a screen. It's also called virtual currency. That's what the girl wanted in the first place. And most likely, she didn't even intend something bad to happen. Unfortunately, she did not consider those predatory individuals in the first place, because she simply had no clue who those people are. And when she started realizing that something may not be quite that right, it unfortunately was already too late. There was no way out anymore. So she would keep doing what she's done. She would keep exposing, because predatory individuals already sent threats in private to her. And as it turned out at the end of that story, and on this point I can confirm that the girl is in fact in safe hands of the family, which is a good thing. It's a huge success, because that girl now won't be a victim for those people ever again. But as it turned out, the girl received messages, and the content of those kind of messages were literally disturbing, and of course, as a child, it would scare you to death. She's got messages threatening her family. She's got messages that if she doesn't do what they want her to do, they're gonna find her dad and her mom, and they will definitely get rid of them. So those are the messages that girl received. And this is a reason why she kept doing what she's done. And in the first place, when we saw all that stuff to happen to this girl, we simply had no clue why would she do that. What makes a young girl that age to do those kind of things on a social media streaming application? Why would a girl expose her private parts that way? Many questions we haven't had an answer for a very long time. But as of today, we are more smart and wise, and we know that often kids are getting kind of threats where there is no way out for them, no way to escape. And once they did something inappropriate on a live stream because of the seeking attention for wrong purpose, it could put those kids into a situation almost immediately where there is no way out for them anymore. What can be done in order to stop those kind of crimes from happening? Well, first of all, it's quite important to have the message out with the people, with the parents in the first place, but also the schools, relatives, schoolmates, friends, the neighborhood. Social media application and child exploitation on live streams, or sexual harassment on social media, generally speaking, it's an issue which is like so huge that it takes all of our responsibility and attention to put all our focus to it and try to help those kids and teenagers as good and as much as we can. And even though we won't stop that crime from happening entirely, we still can do something. Because any child we can get safe, we succeed. Any child who can be safeguarded because of people who would care about them and because of people who would report them to a local official or any sort of authorities. Whenever people would spend time and paying attention to get a child safe, it's worth it. And even though we are just a voluntary safety advocate group associated with law enforcement, we still stick to what we do, and we feel responsible. We feel that kind of responsibility for every single child. And because of all that stuff what happens, and because of our experiences, we would do anything in order to protect as many kids and teenagers online as possible. But not only BullyStoppers.net is supposed to be a supportive educational platform for parents and teenagers in order to bring the awareness and attention to its social media issues and the predatory issue and all that exploitation issue. But at the same time, we also try to show kids and teenagers ways of what could be done on a live stream or on social media in order to keep all that appropriate and exciting for everyone to watch it. Because live streaming, the real meaning of live streaming or the real meaning of social media isn't about to expose your body. It's not about what's underneath your clothes. It's not about how many diamonds do I get. It's not about how many likes do I get. The real meaning of social media is supposed to be to connect with people. To connect with people from all over the world, regardless what kind of country they are living in, or the color of the skin, or the background they may have. When it comes down to social media, it's actually an amazing way to connect and associate with each other, even though we are not living in the same area. Getting that message out to everybody, to bring that kind of awareness for everyone of what social media is supposed to be, or what the real meaning about social media is. That's exactly what we stand for and the way we're going for. And because of parents are not used to all those kind of different streaming applications or all those different applications out there anyways, we take it as our responsibility and an obligation to support the parents, helping their own kids to stay safe online. And And one of the things we do is to provide our children out there with information of what could be done online in order to keep it appropriate and safe. Telling kids what to do and what not to do, it's easy. But children always want to know why. If we say no, children deserve to know an explanation about it. We have to explain why we do what we do. And if we reject a child from something, regardless what kind of situation in life that might be, we also need to have an explanation for those kids in order to tell them, hey, the reason I'm doing it, or the reason you are not supposed to be on those kind of apps, is simply that there is predatory individuals who only would take advantage of your body, who only would use your images, your screenshots, your records for criminal purpose and put you on child pornographic websites. And once you up there is no way for you to take those images or records back, ever. Bottom line, if we reject our kids from something, it's necessary to explain why we do what we do and why we approach things the way we do. Having kids off social media doesn't work out because there are simply too many apps out there, and even though we try our hardest to keep them away from any danger online, we simply can't. We won't get those kids off social media, and that's not what we are intending to. But what we can do is to support them and provide them with the best information available to keep themselves even safe. What we can do is to spend time with them, settle down with them and explain about social media and let them now know about every single detail of what's going on online. That's exactly what BullyStoppers.net would stand for. We try to help, we try to support, we try to keep kids and teenagers safe on social media. And if necessary, we also would get in touch with local officials and parents in order to ensure that the child can be safeguarded. A wise man once told me that children are the rocket our future is built of. And it's our responsibility and an obligation to protect our future. And because of our children are our future, we have to ensure that they are safe. And we have to ensure that they can grow up in a world where they are not getting sexually harassed, where they are not getting sexually exploited, where they are not getting threatened. A world where they don't have to live in constant fears. And that's exactly what our organization BullyStoppers.net would stand for. We are here for you guys whenever there is an issue online, regardless whether if it's on a live streaming application such as LiveMe, Periscope, Gary, Bigo, or just a simple messenger app just as Twitter, WhatsApp, ICQ, FaceTime, or any other sort of app. Let us know. Tell us your issue, and we will definitely be there for you. anytime, any day, like 24/7, 365 days a year. Thank you so much for listening. I hope everything was quite understandable, and in case that some of that wording I've used for this stream wasn't that clear or understandable, or if there is any questions open, feel free to contact us on bullystoppers.net. You can find a lot of contact information within the Contact Our Stuff section. And this is where you can get in contact with members of bullystoppers.net and request whatever it's needed. Besides me, online_Gordian, which is my screen name on social media in order to interact with kids and teenagers and to keep them safe on streaming apps. Besides me, there is a very amazing young lady called Safety Penguin. And Safety Penguin also can be found within the Contact Our Stuff section on our website, bullystoppers.net. In addition to it, we also would recommend a lot of instant international safety helplines, such as the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, cybertip.org, CEOP.uk, or safebook.me.uk. Whenever there is an issue with a child at risk, please don't wait to report it. Use one of our recommended sources in order to report the issue. You can't do any wrong. The only thing you can do wrong is to do nothing. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for all of your support. And see you soon, guys.